Consumers are embracing an ever more connected and integrated shopping experience. Retailers need to transform their businesses and adapt to meet these new demands, creating a new relationship between company and customer. Quite simply, customer demands are outpacing retailer innovation. Retailers are failing to meet customer expectations in two key areas: the in-store channel and the seamless shopping experience.
I think if you look at retail, the big issues that most retailers are facing right now, having invested huge amounts of money and actually very successfully to create digital presence and online presence and mobile presence, the reality is that actually retailers cannot translate that experience in store. So the opportunity for IoT is exactly that. It's exactly how do you take the digital online presence, the mobile presence that is so effective, so a retailer knows exactly who's accessing their website, what products they're looking at, why they give up the journey, why they buy. How do you translate that into the retail environment? And that's where IoT has a huge role to play.
If you look at retail, the key business processes is about sourcing, and then the logistics, the distribution, and then the retail, what happens in the store. There's a lot, for example, retailers have a lot of buildings with huge energy footprint, so the energy data management is an element of the portfolio we offer. Lower the energy consumption. The other one with fleet management and asset tracking is help distribute better the assets, know where they are in the supply chain when they arrive in the stores, are they arriving on time or is there enough of them? And then gradually we're starting to see solutions from the industry around understanding more the consumer behavior within the stores and displaying the goods and the products exactly where the customers want it to be or how the customers want it to be.
We have a business unit called Telefónica on the Spot. It's a company within the Telefónica group that is devoted to the digital transformation of the spaces and the relationship of the brand with the users. What can IoT do in the retail space? We can help our brands or companies to better understand the users, to the consumers, to customize the experience, and the users can get more useful experience, more dynamic and more personalized.
We believe that Internet of Things provides some of the technologies we would need to create a frictionless environment so that customers can go from their online experience to their in retail physical brick and mortar experience and not notice the difference, that they are engaged the same way, they can interact the same way, information is shared, and at the end of the day we provide the value.
While retailers have begun to adapt to the evolving needs of their customers, the pace of change is accelerating as consumers continually seek more value, greater convenience, and a better customer experience.
So as a retailer, I think as we sell those devices, we also look at, well, actually, if we're selling those devices, there's a piece around how do we support customers longer term with all these Internet of Things that they might be putting in their homes, from home automation systems to smart kettles to smart watches. So I think this is quite still a new area for a lot of us, and it's something that we're exploring in terms of, not only selling those devices, but then potentially how do we support those customers once they've bought those devices.
The way that the world is changing around us is a thrill and a challenge, and for a brand such as Wimbledon, which has these very core traditions, these things that people really resonate with, having these developments in technology allows us just to take that to a bigger audience and to improve our customer experience. Connectivity on site is a very topical issue. That's an area where we're being a little more considered and making sure that if we do provide full connectivity, it absolutely has to work without question. Again, that would be damaging to our brand if it didn't.
Culturally changing from just chasing a shiny new object, a new device that could provide some short-term benefit, taking a step back and thinking about what is the longer benefit we're trying to create, what is the experience we're trying to manifest, what's the problem we're trying to solve. And instead of guessing that you have the answer, test your way into it. Take slow, measured steps, measure carefully, and really get to a data-driven culture.
Retailers need to step up the rate at which they adapt their channels to meet customer demands.
It's like saying digital is not a vertical, it isn't a group, it isn't an officer. Digital is the company. Together we have to kind of break through the barriers to create one organizational model that says be brilliant at creating ideas, testing them out, innovating along the way, and then at the end of it, delighting customers, in our case, serving business shoppers a little bit better every day. The Apples, the Googles, the Amazons, and as such have all kind of upped the game in terms of the experiences that customers are expecting. And therefore, if you don't have the technology capability and you don't think that you need that as your core, you cannot compete and meet with customer expectations.
Device part management. These millions of devices will not manage themselves, so somebody needs to be responsible for managing those. Content services, we have to make sure that someone's paying for the assets. Intervention, delivering the outcome you actually really need, and to enable these unidirectional companies to become bidirectional. So, if you were to say, why is it important? I'd say this is quite clearly important. Connectivity is a network. What we're talking here is a marketplace that is the IoT. By definition, it is a marketplace, and it's the telco that enables that marketplace to operate.